It's time for the Olney factor. We're within the city of Olney, the county of Richland, and within the state of Illinois. And it's Tuesday, April 7, 2015. A consolidated election for Olney City Council. And it's being held for 2 seats and other elections that people who are qualified registered voters have gone to the polls to vote for. And within an hour of this time, the polls shall be closing. And thereafter, ballots brought back to the Richland County Courthouse, to the first floor, where the election county clerk and recorder's office is, to be counted and released. 2 seats, as I mentioned, are opened for City Council. I, Brian James Olney II, a candidate for President of the United States in the year 2016, have chose to run as a write-in candidate for one of the 2 seats for City Council within the city of Olney, due to the fact that for the past 29 and a half years, just about, that I lived here, that all mayors and city councilmen have ran down this city, and according to prior citizens, especially one I have spoken to, has mentioned that the city of Olney used to be a great community, but no more. It's continued to go downhill because of the people who live in it, who run it, or trying to run it, and they think it's a joke. They're abusing the voting privileges, voting foolishly, not going to the polls, and voting seriously. As I mentioned, there's 2 seats open for City Council. One, that I have a long history of political experience in federal, state, and local offices, which I ran, and associate and bachelor's degree. I have participated in just about in all city council seats since I moved here to Olney, and county board seats, among so much more. 3 of the candidates have never participated, or don't have no history of politics or nothing within the government, and chose to run to be a city council member, even though they're not qualified, other than what is provided for law to circulate petition sheets, and they would not know how to run a government. What's of all, one of the individuals, Belinda Henton, has been a city clerk for a number of years since I've been here, and formally retired. And her views on society and how government is run is totally upside down, just like everyone else's. She makes so many excuses about why things are not done correctly here and wants to blame America because the city of Olney is not doing their job or behaving or upstanding in the world. Any person within government or anywhere who does that has no business within government. We cannot make excuses for our actions, our behavior. Any community could excel and exceed. The only thing that keeps us from doing so is each and every one of our individuals. And in communities like this, we have seen drug crime increase, major crime increase. We have seen law enforcement corruption. We have seen elected official corruption. We see elected official participating with law enforcement officers and state's attorney's office and other government bodies committing crimes against people with disabilities and others and their properties, which is prohibited by law. And they do this due to hate. They do not like people with disabilities. Even though we are citizens of this country, they will want to blame us for being on SSI and other government systems, but in reality, they are the fault why we are there. They continuously vote for people all the time, recklessly. That keeps us on government systems. And they will not acknowledge us, people who want to make a difference, who want to be elected office, so that we can become upstanding citizens, be able to go to work, not be regulated to the type of employment, the amount of income, the amount of assets, or what we can do in life. And these are the same individuals that are going out to vote for city council today, that vote during our state and federal elections for our General Assembly members, state representative, state senate, our governors, and other elected officials, and a vote for our congressmen and U.S. senators, as well U.S. president, which is ran off a different system, delegates. We can't no longer live under this type of government, because until the Code of Regulations is changed, that people who have disabilities, who can qualify to work, who want to work, are treated equal, our government debt will climb drastically forever. There'll become a time when Congress, which is our U.S. congressmen and U.S. Senate, along with the president, will be forced to shut down the SSI program and other government programs, and government financial institutions as well other countries will not support our continuing debt. Programs like that should be reserved to help those people who can't take care of themselves or are in need. But a person with a disability that's physically active and can work shall not be denied the opportunity to work because of one, discriminating or more discriminating factors, such as being denied the right to health care because they have a pre-existing condition. Barack Obama and all other people involved in the legislation, Hillary Clinton, had lied to you. They made it seem that all people within the United States will have health care coverage. The one thing the President of the United States, Hillary Clinton, and other elected officials did not do nothing about letting people with disabilities get off government assistance and go to work under health care. And the secret about this health care that people are continuously misled is this health care is not affordable health care or Obamacare. What affordable health care is legislation language that's attached to the bill in which it was written and acted and passed by the House of Representatives, U.S. Senate, and signed into law by President Barack Obama. But the actual health care is Medicaid. Medicaid has been a long time with us within this nation, has been around. People have been collecting Medicaid, including myself, back into the late 70s under my condition. Others maybe even longer. And right after the affordable health care that they claim Obamacare was passed, which is Medicaid, the state of Illinois Department of Health released a letter in the mail to all household members stating if you were a person already on Medicaid, at the top of the letter says you already covered, which that's what it said. I was already covered because I have Medicaid before then. And certain people have Medicare just like I do because I have a disability. Most people get Medicare when they get to a certain elderly age. All right. Then at the bottom of the letter, it states that you may qualify. May qualify. May qualify doesn't mean you qualify. And the thing is, if you make too much income, you have too much assets, the government will deny you Medicaid, or whatever you want to call it, Obamacare, affordable health care, or what. It's just as if I was to go to work, I was to make income beyond what was allowed by law before this so-called affordable health care, Obamacare, or Medicaid came out under the Obamacare Affordable Care Act. I would have lost my medical health care, putting my life in jeopardy, so I am forced to remain upon SSI and other Social Security in order to survive, and no person should be forced to do that. They should have the right to be employed, and by doing that, I would pay state tax, federal tax, Social Security, retirement. I would not receive SSI and other government assistance, I'll say, within the Federal Reserves, and by doing this, our country can reduce its deficit. In the meantime, every percentage of the budget in the United States, other than 19%, is delegated to health care and government assistance budget, and we can no longer afford that. And tonight, I expect that the voters had voted foolishly, thinking it was a